Six Pack Challenge podcast back for episode 0008. We want to thank everybody who has followed. I see our followers going up nice and slowly.
Slow and steady.
We're climbing.
We're taking the tortoise approach rather than the hare. But
Yeah.
hey, you know what? That tortoise won that race, and that's the important part.
We're basically in a ladder match, and there's no one around.
Yep.
And we're climbing
We're near the
slowly.
top. Yep. You know that part in the ladder where gravity just gets intense and everything you have, you need to
There's nothing.
climb those last three rungs. We're at that part.
The gravitational pull on a WWE ladder is just unbelievable. It's like nothing else, really. So now I just have visions of Jeff Hardy in my head. That
Climb the ladder, kid.
match. Yes.
Make yourself famous.
We are going to talk about a whole lot of things, and it is prediction week, too.
It is.
Which Extreme Rules is coming up this Sunday, so we will be chatting about that. Thanks to everyone who, all those new followers we're mentioning. As always, at Six Pack Cast, you can follow us there. You can find us on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and we're slowly building that up. So
Still working on that MySpace.
Exactly, yeah. We'll get there, but we appreciate you having along. So I say we get right into it here. Maybe not the best news, not the greatest news that WWE wants to hear, but the Raw viewership this week, an all-time low.
Yeah.
Like all-time.
On its face, it's scary. But when you really dive into it, it's, I don't know, it's bad, but not that bad. It was reported by Mark Middleton at Wrestling Inc. that Monday Night Raw drew a 2.47 million viewers, which is down from last week and one of the all-time lows in the company. So we won't go too crazy into like the week by week, but
Here's the thing that worries me is those numbers now that we're talking around 2.4, there was a point where TNA was around 2 million.
absolutely. Like if you look earlier in the year, given this was Raw 25, they were at 4.5. So in a few months, they've dropped down half their viewership.
Yeah, and that one's kind of an anomaly, right? Because of the special
But
show
even then,
there.
it's still pretty close.
You're right. It's usually been above 3.3, 3.5, somewhere in there. So that's a whole million people.
But it's not really hard to understand why. Like just me personally, sitting down watching Raw on Monday, the opening segment was great. But once they got past that,
Which was the opening? Remind me. Was that...
that was the Lashley
the pull apart
Roman pull apart.
Okay, yeah.
Roman doing his stage dive and everybody with his little tongue out.
Yeah.
And that was great. I really enjoyed that segment. But as Raw went on, I started to feel like, oh, this might be a drag. Like this, they started off good, but they went down very fast. And
one quick
they
thing
did.
with that Roman dive. I don't know if you saw the meme going around with, because, obviously there were so many people on the outside reaching their arms up to catch him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Finn Balor.
Oh, with the two sweets.
Too sweet up in the air as Roman's diving. I thought that was the greatest thing.
Really adds to the stage dive effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that segment, Raw got very grindy in the way where it feels like a slog to watch. And apparently everybody else thought that because they tuned in or they tuned out.
Well, here's what worries me about these numbers at this time of the year is what are they competing with? I mean, all the major sports right now are kind of in the off season other than baseball.
Yeah.
There's World Cup's on, but there's no game on then. Really, what else are people watching? Like, their numbers should be bumped up a little bit, I would think, right now.
so.
Because there's really, even for those casual wrestling fans, which I know are the tough ones they're trying to get all the time, there was nothing else on. So that would
Exactly.
be the time you would want them to tune in.
And it's so weird. It's almost like an anomaly. There we go. That
I tried that word earlier. I pulled
It's-
it off. I was lucky, though. I don't know how I did it.
It was
but.
very difficult. I will stay away from that one
Yeah.
going forward. But we're in a period right now where wrestling seems to be great. But then there's this vacuum on Mondays and, you know what, on Tuesdays as well between Raw and SmackDown where everything kind of seems to be going down and down and down. But wrestling as a whole is going up and up and up.
Yeah, you're talking, overall.
Because I won't even say that the WWE is declining because it's not. Around Raw and SmackDown because like NXT's doing great. They're just doing the Mae Young Classic. They just did the UK tournament. WWE's doing some great stuff right now. But then there's the main Monday, Tuesday shows where they're becoming more sluggish. They're harder to watch.
Which is odd, I think, because a couple of weeks back, I thought Raw was pretty great. Like one of the better ones. The one where Braun Strowman flipped over Kevin Owens' car.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that was an overall good show. And I remember even talking about it later on, on the podcast. We were saying, like, this was really a great week in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So they still have those gems in there. It's just, why can't they build on it and keep going?
But for every gem that you get 3 weeks of, let's call it mediocre television at best. And in the big picture, that it adds up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully they can pull themselves out of this hole. I mean, we're coming up on SummerSlam season and that, so things start to heat up, hopefully. And we'll get back to some good TV on Mondays and Tuesdays, too, hopefully.
And while people are kind of leaving WWE viewership, some of the talent is even leaving WWE viewership and popping up in other places.
Can you even consider him a talent anymore? We're talking about, of course...
He has a contract.
Yeah, I guess, the Universal Champion. Isn't this bad where once in a while, if you just say, like, who's the Universal Champion? And it takes me a second once in a while to be like, okay, what happened? Oh, yeah, it's Lesnar. He's just never around. And now, of course, yes, if you saw this, Daniel Cormier winning the UFC heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
And in the most staged way possible, he calls out Lesnar with his during his post-match interview. Lesnar comes up the stairs, smiling, gets into the octagon, shoves Daniel Cormier.
Smiles and shoves. At the same time, he's like,
He's not even trying to sell the angle.
No.
Like, he's just like, oh, this is fun. Like, look at me, I'm back in UFC. Pushes DC. And then, he was smiling more than Finn Balor in there. Like, that's pretty hard to do these days.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll play you the promo that Brock cut on DC right after.
Let me tell you something. I walked into this building and watched the heavyweight disasters from the beginning. Nagano's a piece of shit. Miocic's the piece of shit. DC, I'm coming for you.
So, I don't know. That's what he had to say to Daniel Cormier. Dropping some F-bombs, trying to get people hyped up here. He's kind of in this weird land where I feel like MMA fans don't appreciate Brock.
Oh, it's so good.
And then wrestling fans are mad that he's never around, so he's just like a dick all around.
When stuff like this happens, the MMA fan base kind of bleeds into the wrestling fan base. So I kind of took a step back and, oh God, it was so much fun to watch the outrage of, nope, MMA doesn't need this stuff. We don't need smack talk. We want fights.
Yeah.
Like, that was really fun to watch. But yeah.
I saw so many people commenting, oh, this is so WWE. Like, this is
What's wrong with that?
I know. It's entertaining. It's
a little bit of
fine.
shit talk goes a long way. Do you think this leads to a Brock Lesnar return to UFC? Or is
for
this
sure.
just kind of smoke and mirrors?
No, for sure. I think it's happening. Do you think there's a chance that the UFC champion and the Universal champion will be one and the same?
Now, I only watch like the big UFC events, but I have friends that are really into it, and every single one of them unanimously said that DC would crush Brock. So,
okay,
from that angle, probably not. And
I mean, Brock just turned 41 this week, actually.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Brock. If
we know you're listening
out there in Saskatchewan. So I don't know where he goes from here. Like, is this a final run in the UFC? Is that what he wants? Does he know he's getting older and he just wants... Well, I know what he wants. He wants more fucking money. But I'm just saying, like, how long does this go on? Is he a Ken Shamrock that just returns and gets his ass kicked over and over? Or how does this work?
Maybe. That doesn't really suit the Brock Lesnar image, though.
No.
It seems like, he goes back, he gets beat, and then maybe Brock just disappears forever.
Yeah. Giant ass kicker, that's for
because I honestly can't see him holding the Universal title much longer.
No, okay, there's a thought. Does he carry it through until next WrestleMania? Does he lose it at SummerSlam?
Man, I hope not. Let's dissect this for a
All right,
minute,
let's
because I've
dive
been
in.
thinking a lot about this week. At this point, we have two options. We could talk about a third, but realistically, it's probably not happening.
Mm-hmm. James Ellsworth.
Yes, the ultimate Universal Champion.
Yeah.
You have the title barely there around Brock Lesnar's waist, or you have it every week on Roman Reigns' waist. Which
is the lesser evil, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like from the most of the fans' perspective, there's no good answer. So which one is actually the better one? Is Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion actually better? Because then you avoid the Roman Reigns backlash that you know you're going to get.
It's better in the sense that the title isn't just going to be tossed back and forth. I feel that sometimes, if the title is there all the time, I mean, this is the longest reign we've seen in a long time, obviously. You beat Punk's record in that, and that's great because I love the days of, like the champ is the champ for like a good year at least.
Yeah.
But then we got into it where it was like every month it's switching and it doesn't mean anything anymore. So
remember that Roman is like a 5-time champion at this point.
Exactly. Well, that's the problem, right? Like I feel if the title is around, then it's just going to get thrown around too much, and I don't like that either. So I don't know what the right answer is. Is there one? I mean, I don't know.
It seems very much like a lesser of two evils thing. Now, they could do the swerve, whatever, because Braun Strowman does have the money in the bank, but eventually that title's going... Roman's probably the guy that beats Brock.
The money in the bank, does it ever lose its luster? I mean, how many times can you be shocked that, oh my God, he cashed in? Like, he wasn't supposed to be here tonight, and... I mean, the Rollins was the best case scenario of that. That was awesome.
It hasn't happened yet, that's for sure.
But I feel we're all kind of expecting it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's always in the back of your head now, which I guess it should be.
It's true, but it's still exciting every single time it happens. Even if you see it coming a mile away, it's like, okay, this is happening. And I don't think the Money in the Bank will ever lose its luster.
The only thing I hate about it is the fake cash-ins.
Yes.
Which, I can't remember who did it recently. It might have been, maybe it was Carmella even. Before.
Oh, yeah, she did a lot of
have
those.
Like 3 or 4 of the fake ones where like, oh, they didn't ring the bell, so she didn't cash it in. It's like, okay, how many times can you tease that before you just need to give it to us? So, all right, well, there's lots of options there. Who knows where the hell Lesnar's going to be? All we know is he's going to make a boatload of money.
Wherever he goes.
Fuckload, actually. A full fuckload of money.
He will be backing that dump truck into Lesnar Ranch.
Yep. All right, we saw a pretty sweet commercial debut this week.
Yeah, we did.
Something very different for WWE 2K19 that is coming out, featuring Ronda Rousey and the ghost of Roddy Piper, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, like the voice of Roddy Piper, at least from. I assume it's taken from Piper's podcast that he had her.
Yeah, it was
on
an
there.
interview or a podcast or something.
Yeah, 'cause
it seems like
I do remember listening to her on Piper's podcast. So, but I don't remember word for word. But I assume that's where they grabbed the audio from. But yeah, if you've not seen this yet, gives you the feels. Does it
does
not?
give you the feels. Have you? Are you familiar with the WWE 2K commercials that they do every year? Because they're always very out there, at least for the last 4 or 5 years.
Remember last year was what, Kurt Angle, or a couple years ago, Kurt Angle running through, or like walking through all like the destruction, and I remember that.
And before that, it was a campaign where Seth Rollins like went to the warehouse and like burned it down. That's basically
was
where
that the fire, and then like there's throwing something in the fire, and Kane was there. You could hear Kane's voice.
Yeah.
Something.
And then he's like smashing a bunch of old relics and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was that, and then before that, there was like the incarnation of Suplex City, and like
right.
of somebody going through it, and Brock is this weird cage fighter. Like the WWE commercials are always out there, and this is another one of those. They're honestly the best part of the WWE 2K games, because as somebody that keeps up with them, haven't played the latest one because I've thrown in the towel at this point on them. They're not very good video games.
I'm going to be honest, the last video game I played for WWE would have been like SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. Or like, no, probably went a few past that. But
no joke, you got out at a good time.
Raw versus SmackDown, 2006 maybe?
Yeah. They've been rough for a while.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The commercial is not representative of the actual product as well. But the commercials that they do put out are pretty damn cool. And this one continues with that line of just unique things they do.
Like, it was probably emotional to film for Ronda Rousey, too, because she was pretty close to Roddy Piper.
And even in like a weird way, it builds a ton of character to the Ronda Rousey character. Like, that commercial did more for Rousey than I think all of her screen time combined, at least on a microphone.
For sure it did. How do you think the locker room accepts that? I mean, people can be as supportive as they want for Ronda Rousey being in the WWE, but you know there's shit talking going on.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, do you think that
spot?
And this like, I feel like this is just another step of like, oh fuck, of course it's Ronda in there, like, great. So, but I mean, a very cool commercial. And what the deal with this one, I guess you can play as Rey Mysterio if you like get it early.
If you pre-order,
kind of like buzz. Maybe he's popping back for SummerSlam or some point too. So.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one before Goldberg was coming out. That's what initially led to the buzz around Goldberg's return.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. Yeah, because he got involved in that, and then
and then so there is a little bit of power behind it.
when is it out? Probably in
September,
the fall,
October.
September? Yeah,
It's around
okay.
Hell in a Cell. I always remember because the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is always sponsored by the 2K games.
Well, there we go. So we'll wait for that and see how it goes this time around.
So we had a bit of a big return this week.
Yeah,
Big return.
big return
At a house show, WWE ran their a Madison Square Garden house show, and the Phenom is back
The Undertaker.
for the 70th time,
yeah.
give or take.
So he shows up, did a little something with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I think it was
guess.
like a 6-man tag. He teamed with Reigns and Strowman.
Which is, I mean, this is great. This is one of those things where you never know what's going to happen at a house show. And of course, it's MSG. It's not just any house show.
Yeah.
Undertaker showing up. Is this special anymore? I mean,
It's a good question.
the Reigns match we thought was going to be the end. You were there, right?
I was.
You were there live. And
Still a little pissed about it that was supposed to be the Undertaker send-off, but no, it's actually not.
leaves his hat in the ring and everything. Walks out as a perfect end.
I got to go to Raw the next night where we were chanting "Thank you, Taker" and "Fuck you, Roman" for about 10 minutes straight.
Solid chance. Now he's been back for another WrestleMania match, and he was at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And now he's
Showing
back
up
here
at
at
house
house
shows.
show. So he's working more dates than Lesnar is right now.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, he kind of is, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Isn't that weird? Think about. He's never going to lose my respect. Let's
No,
put it that way.
He's earned it.
Yeah, obviously, but it's not as special and as exciting, I don't think, anymore because.
Because
He was doing the once-a-year thing. When he was doing that, just coming back at WrestleMania, even it was still exciting then. But now he's kind of popping up
But
here
even
and there.
with the exception of WrestleMania itself, it got a little formulaic where basically since WrestleMania 30, since he lost, where it's like, okay, it's March, we'll see The Undertaker. We know we'll see The Undertaker.
Exactly.
In March, there's 3 constants. Death, taxes, and an Undertaker appearance.
I mean, the streak doesn't mean anything anymore. Last year's WrestleMania, this past year, I guess, was just very forgettable. The whole John Cena trying to, coax him into a match, and he gets there, and I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm gonna be
No, that
honest.
was probably the coolest Undertaker appearance in the last 5 years or so.
It was cool, but it was just kind of like, I feel the build was even cool, and then because you were kind of like, okay, maybe it's not
Is he
happening.
going to show up as Biker Taker? 'Cause-
Yeah. But then you kind of get there in this quick match, and it's like, and then nothing after, and it's like, okay.
But put
well,
yourself back in that moment when the lights went out, the gong went on, and you're like, oh, fuck.
I wish he came out.
He's here.
I wish he came out at the very end.
Yeah.
Like the end of Mania to end it off. I feel that would just would have capped it off a little better. But anyways, he's back here and there and
had a flight to
everywhere. Exactly. All the time. He's on Instagram now, hanging out with Post Malone, as we've mentioned, which is very odd. So Undertaker turning a new leaf. Maybe he's redeveloping his character. Maybe he's going to be a new incarnation of the Undertaker, like social
The
media
Deader
Undertaker.
Man. The Insta-Taker.
Oh, I love it. So here's where we come to the point where we need to shit on something because we do have our predictions this week. So we're going to get into the Extreme Rules
Get an
predictions.
early turd this week.
Coming up Sunday, an early turd. Here we go. Here's the thing. I don't know if I fully agree that this is a turd, but I know you mentioned it. You're like, oh, this has got to be the turd this week, right?
In my opinion, WWE writing struck again this week.
Okay.
Through the mouth of the architect Seth Rollins, where he went on this long tirade of just bad jokes. In my opinion, very close to what Finn Balor and Baron Corbin were doing, where it's like, oh, Drew McIntyre, you're Scottish, you must fuck sheep. You didn't get the point across. Okay, let's make 3 more sheep jokes and
An overgrown Wookiee, I believe he called him. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I popped for the fucking sheep. I loved it. I thought that was great because I wasn't expecting it. It was out of
I'm saying
nowhere.
they're like, oh, okay, haha, I get it. Very funny.
See, no,
Get
I'm like,
your rubber boots out.
he's like, there better not be pictures or whatever out there because I know there's a lot of sheep and you get lonely. It's like, yeah, he literally. It's funny because I missed it at first, and my wife actually told me she's like, I don't know if you heard Seth Rollins, but I think he was like talking about Drew McIntyre like fucking a sheep, and I'm like, what? What? Like, I must hear this.
That must be why you popped, because you didn't hear it the first time.
Exactly. But then no, I came back and I kind of like that. Now I will say, or those types of insults are very tough to get across. And I mean, they're so ridiculous that I feel like only like The Rock could pull things off like that. You know,
True.
Because if you go back and like, if you were just to read word for word a Rock like promo, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you'd be looking at you like, this doesn't make sense. This isn't funny or anything. But the way he delivered it, it's The Rock. I mean, there's no way about it. He was able to deliver those lines and the silly shit better than anyone else. But
Absolutely.
I feel that, you know, when other people try it here, it doesn't always come across. Other than fucking sheep, I thought that was funny. I mean, maybe he did carry it on a little too far. So I'll give a half turd on this one.
Fair enough.
So full turd, half turd. That is the worst thing that happened in WWE this week. So here we
hope
go.
anyway. But I mean, Sunday is Extreme Rules.
That's true. Well, it's start of next week, right? I guess technically we'll give it that.
Do you consider Monday the start of a new week or Sunday?
See, I always went with Monday, but I feel if you look at a calendar, it starts Sunday.
Mm-hmm. See, I'm on the Monday team as well.
Well, if you work regular, like, you know,
9 to
Monday
5,
Monday to Fridays.
Friday. Yeah, the Monday is the start of a new week.
That's the start. The Sunday, you're kind of ending things off, which is why I love the pay-per-views then, right? Like, you're just, all right, let's kind of relax, end off the week, watch some wrestling. And here we go. We got a big one coming up this weekend. Extreme Rules, which is, I have a whole tirade I could go on that. I mean,
Yeah, it's
not so extreme
exactly
anymore.
just
like,
the rules.
yeah.
Yeah, they're leaning out of the extreme thing because I think there's 1 or 2 actual Extreme Rules matches, and one of them's on the pre-show.
I was going to say, we have a pre-show match. So we have the New Day versus Sanity.
Yeah,
So
one of the Extreme Rules matches on this card. It's a tables match.
it is a tables match. Who do you have here? Oh, first of all, should we like talk about the bet again quickly?
Yeah, let's give people a reminder.
Okay, so a reminder, we are counting points here, a point for every match that we get right. First one to 50, the other person is going to have to sing
Nia Jax's theme.
and like actually put effort into it.
Absolutely.
Like full-on effort, not just
The winner will be sitting here and really making sure that the loser puts their back into it, basically.
we're locking the door. No one's going out there until you...
Until you just show how you're not like most girls.
Exactly. So we really aren't. Okay, who are you going with then? If it's you are up 12 to 7.5, I believe, after what was it, Money in the Bank?
Yep.
So let's make these official here.
Indeed.
The pre-show, New Day versus Sanity in this tables match. Who do you have?
Has to be Sanity. It's their debut pay-per-view match. Sanity all the way. And it's a tables match, so you don't have somebody being pinned. And I mean, it kind of plays into Sanity's chaos thing. So it's Sanity all the way.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there. They're brand new. They have to win this. Show their viciousness. I mean, there's some big dudes, and they're crazy, right? That's the thing. So they're going to throw them through tables in crazy ways, and New Day will help them along and help boost them up so they're not just kind of floundering around. So
Exactly.
I got to go with that as well.
All right. So to lump the very few Extreme Rules matches together, we have our next match. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage.
This is going to be... He's got nowhere to run now. What did he say? I don't know if he tweeted this or said it, but he was like, that porta potty is going to look like an amusement park ride compared to what I do to him in the steel cage.
Oh,
So
just
there we go.
imagine what those hands will do.
Okay, what happens in this match? I mean, does Braun... The last steel cage match we saw Braun in was when he threw Big Show through, right?
Yes.
Or I don't know if this is the last one, but one of the last big impact ones. Does he do something else? Like, is there another big spot for Braun?
In my opinion, probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that Kevin Owens gets the win here with that exact spot where Strowman lawn darts him through a cage, and then he ends up on the outside with the win.
He wins?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to go Braun on this. I'm not sure how. I don't have reasoning behind how, but I don't think this is over yet. There's going to be some kind of, not just
that kind of
straight
feeds
up...
into my prediction, though, because, Owens gets the win. It keeps
Yeah.
it going.
I'm just thinking not a straight squash, but somehow Braun still wins. And then, like, since Angle thinks this is so funny that Braun is, messing around with KO, he just continues it and continues to make matches between them or something. So dragging on a little bit more. So, okay, so we got that one different. Okay. We have the singles match, very extreme.
Very extreme.
For the United States Championship. Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This kind of came out of nowhere, I find. I feel like it was just like, okay, well, Shinsuke's not at that title level anymore. Let's just drop him down.
Drop him down to the next title level.
Yeah, which I didn't understand why him and AJ had another match this week on SmackDown.
That was very weird. And
Like, what was it with that? Like, you're trying to get away from that and everything, and he has this U.S. title match coming up.
But it didn't even end up being like a full match.
No, it's just very odd. So
they should have Teddy Long'd it at the beginning. Hold on a minute, playa. We got a tag match.
Exactly. Insert Teddy Long. So I guess I'll go first on this one. I am going Nakamura. He wins the U.S. title here. Gives him something, and I just feel Jeff Hardy's kind of that veteran to just kind of help people along, and he's going to pass it over to Shinsuke.
Yep, I agree completely. I'm going to say that a kick to the dick is the thing that wins the United States Championship.
Oh my God. That's
predicting that one with my heart.
Remember Trish Stratus had the chick kick? Like the dick kick should totally be his thing. So, all right, so we agree on that one. This match, I'm going to go ahead and say I feel like this match is going to be better than a lot of people are going to give it credit for.
I agree there. It will not be the best match of the night.
No, it won't. Because
not by a mile.
I think we know what the best match of the night's going to be. But Roman Reigns versus Bob.
Yes.
Roman Reigns versus Bob in a singles match here again, very extreme. So they're kind of getting away from that. Who gets the win here?
This one's honestly a tough one because part of my brain wants to do the Roman wins lull, but I don't know. Bring Lashley back just for him to lose. They're trying to make it seem like he belongs on that level with Roman. Be kind of bad just to have Bob lose this one. So
what are you saying? I'm trying not to give you any hints on what I'm picking here. Actually, you know what? I think you went first for the first two. So let's make it fair, right?
All right, that's fair.
I'll go first here. All right, I'm going Bob. Bob gets the win. He just somehow kind of sneaks one past Roman, and I can just picture the Roman promo the next night or whatever. You got me, Bob. You got me once, but I'm still the big dog. Blah 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 blah. We know exactly how it's gonna go, but going Bob all day on this one.
That's fair. I'm just gonna disagree.
Okay.
And say Roman. Where
in the interest of competition.
In the interest of competition, and I think your point is very valid, and absolutely that could be a way they go, but that would involve a Roman Reigns loss. You're going to have him lose and then position him up to Brock Lesnar. Not that wins or losses really matter that much anymore. But
See, I want to see Bob and Lesnar one day, but we'll see.
So I'm going to go with Roman on that one.
We'll see if Bob goes down the right path here and gets a win over Roman or what happens. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Well, really just Dolph and versus Seth Rollins. Is Drew McIntyre banned from ringside? Was that a thing? Did that happen? I can't remember if that was the stipulation.
Yes.
So that's a thing. Drew McIntyre will not be at ringside for this Iron Man match, the 30-minute Iron Man match for the Intercontinental Championship. And so we know this is going to be a great match. I mean, it can't.
This is the match that I think is going to be match of the night by a mile.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to overstate it, but I feel like this has the potential to be a match of the year contender.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
they went, what was it, like 36 minutes on Raw a couple weeks ago, and it was one of the best, if not the best match on Raw all year. So I don't think it's time to put it back on Seth. I think Dolph is going to creak by at the last couple of seconds like it's 3-3 up until the last 10 seconds. Maybe he hits a quick zigzag or McIntyre does come out and do something funky, and then Dolph wins at the very last second. Because if there is one thing that those two are the best but equal at, it is the last second finish, like the 2.99 kick out.
Managing the clock.
Yep. So they will play that into this match 100%. And I think from that, Ziggler creaks the win through.
I agree with you for the most part on this. I am going Dolph Ziggler as well. I thought about going back to Seth here, but I think Dolph, just because I feel there's a lot more to happen between Dolph and Drew McIntyre, and I think just having the title involved makes more sense. However, you were talking like 3-3 at the end. I think this is a 1-0 finish. I think it's 1-0.
Okay.
They go 30 minutes, nothing happens. Maybe Drew screws him over, like you said, something kind of happens at the end last minute, and like, oh, the dastardly Ziggler gets out with a 1-0 win. So I feel that could happen for the 30-minute Iron Man match for the Intercontinental Championship. And then another championship on the line is going to be the SmackDown Tag Team titles here. We have the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No returning in a title match here. What do you think?
No, real talk. Do the Bludgeon Brothers have a 1% chance?
I know, yeah.
Probably not.
What do you think of the Bludgeon Brothers' reign? here so far.
I love since they've come back and repackaged themselves. I love the Bludgeon Brothers. I think they have one of the best themes in current wrestling right now. You just like it's got that like somebody's about to die feeling to it, and it's great
with the actual like skulls and stuff coming out.
And those weird hammers that look so fake but so awesome at the same time. But I'm going Team Hell No.
I mean, the only thing I can see happening here. You know what? I'm gonna say this in the interest of competition.
Oh, okay.
I think the Bludgeon Brothers retain because Miz screws over Bryan somehow. So
interesting.
It's a clear Team Hell No. Is it gonna win this? And then Miz, just being the little dick that he is, comes out and somehow screws over Bryan. I don't know how that happens, but anyways, it just gives the Bludgeon Brothers the pin. They retain. They kind of move on, and then we move over to more of a Bryan Miz feud. If everyone, that's always kind of in the back of everyone's mind. Anyways, it's always there. I think it's just another page in the book of the Miz and Bryan feud here. So I'll go the Bludgeon Brothers.
All right,
even though we just gave them a 1% chance.
I gave them a 1% chance.
True.
To be fair.
All right, singles match for the Women's Championship on SmackDown. We have Carmella versus Asuka for the third time now? Third time? Might only be the second time, I guess. Yeah.
Count James Ellsworth.
Yeah, I was going to say, Ellsworth has been kind of feuding with Asuka here a little bit. I'm very torn on this one, to be honest. I mean, is it really, like, are they going to put that much heat more on Ellsworth? Can he do it again? Are people just tired of that?
Absolutely. No question.
I'll go Asuka. Asuka grabs it back here. I don't know where Carmella and Ellsworth go from there. Maybe Ellsworth goes nowhere, like just goes away. That could happen too.
When I said absolutely, no question, I meant like Ellsworth screws her over
so?
again. I think so.
Okay,
absolutely.
I'm going Asuka. I think Asuka's going to take it away from him this time.
I think they're saving that one for SummerSlam.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Carmella, sneaks out another win. So let's do the singles match that I almost forgot that was happening after their incredible promo on Monday Night Raw a couple weeks ago. Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Constable Corbin stepping into the ring with Balor Club is here.
It's for everybody, Cole. This feud, we've kind of talked about over the past couple of weeks here. Shitty on camera. The little bit of social media that we were talking about there, bouncing back and forth.
Great on Twitter, at least.
That was fun.
It's worth something.
That was fun. So if we could have a Twitter fight, it'd be cool. I don't know, a clash of styles here, kind of, really. They're trying to make something out of Corbin, so I appreciate that. He seems so uncomfortable all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
he does.
I think he has potential still. I mean, he's a big dude. He's not terrible in the ring.
He's not.
And he's a natural heel, but
there's just something missing.
It's not clicking. Maybe he doesn't have that it factor or whatever they call it, but I'm going to go Finn Balor gets away with a win here, which pisses off Corbin. I know they're trying to really build him, but I mean, I don't know. I just think he's going to walk away with it.
I agree. It'll be a good little match. Probably the filler match of the night, to be honest, which is weird to say with a Finn Balor match.
Yeah, that's true, though. Okay, the Raw Tag Team Championships we have on the line as well, which we have Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, the Deleter of Worlds.
The Deleter of Worlds, still best name in WWE right now.
Versus maybe the worst name in WWE, but still getting themselves over somehow, and I'd like to see them give themselves a chance. The former Miz Taraj, we have the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, who've been doing some fun things on TV.
I've enjoyed the B Team. Except their theme. Don't like their theme. It throws me off.
I saw you tweeting about that. You weren't a fan of that.
No, it just feels like, oh, hey, this is a cool song that they were listening to. Let's make it our theme song. It seems it's a very indie feeling thing.
It's like when you're creating a character. Okay, generic number 8 I'll take for their for their theme. So
I'll see if the B Team changes my mind on this one. Right now, not so much.
Well, it's one of those things where it seems weird at first, but like it's like a band name, right? Like you hear like if someone were to name the Red Hot Chili Peppers, you'd be like, what the fuck does that mean? But like now you're like,
true.
Now you're like, that's, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
the Chili Peppers.
It's the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it's just them. So,
but as much as I don't like the theme, I see the B Team winning this one. They get the tag titles here.
I got to agree with you.
They fluke it out again. They fluke their way to a win.
I just feel they've done enough on their own here to get themselves over, and they're going to be rewarded. And maybe Bray Wyatt is going to be punished a little bit for just kind of, not punished, but just kind of like, hey,
it does
you don't
feel
need the
weird
titles right now.
That they're taking it like we're sold on the fact that it's going off the deleter of worlds so soon. Like, you'd feel like they only won the titles at the Greatest Royal Rumble. It hasn't been a very lengthy reign.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's over already. And personally, I'm okay with it.
I'm fine with it too. Yeah, it's just kind of been there for me. I'm okay with the B team. Just put it on them, and I don't know, it elevates them a little bit, and hopefully they can carry on and have a decent reign here. So this match, I'm really looking forward to this match. AJ Styles versus Rusev for the WWE Championship.
I'm looking forward to your prediction on this one, so please, the floor is yours.
My prediction is Rusev Day. Finally, it's going to be Rusev Day. Like, he's going to win the title on Rusev Day. It's going to be the biggest celebration. It's going to be incredible. This is the crowning of Rusev to put him to the next level. They're actually going to reward him for the crowd being 100% behind him over the past 3-4 months or so.
Believe it or not, 100% agreeance.
Really? AJ, you're putting AJ down.
I'm putting AJ down here. I think that this is going to be this year's Jinder Mahal title reign where...
Oh, don't say that.
Hey, when the moment that Mahal won it was a big thing. Nobody saw it coming. The same way that you don't see, like, you should think AJ Styles is going to win this one, and that's why he's not.
Okay, I see that comparison. I thought you were comparing it more to like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be a Jinder reign.
way, way better than Jinder winning the title reign, but it'll just be this feel-good moment for Rusev.
Can I just say this right now, and I may be kicked off the podcast forever, but I didn't mind Jinder Mahal winning the title.
No, neither did I.
Oh, really?
I thought it was great.
Wow, okay.
I mean, his title reign that followed, little less exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I was okay with
the
it. The
moment itself where he beat Randy Orton, I was like, holy shit, Jinder Mahal, WWE champion.
Yeah.
So shocking that Canadian Parliament congratulated Jinder Mahal.
And you know what the weirdest thing about this is going to be? We know Drew McIntyre is going down that path too. 2 of the 3 members of the 3-man band are going to be world champions.
Yeah, so Heath Slater just needs to get on the gas, gear up, and then...
I feel his tag team championship reign is about as high as he's going to get. But I mean, think about that. Think about that in 2012 when 3-man band was probably, at their height, or maybe I'm a few years off.
At their height, at the lowest.
Exactly. Just think about saying that statement that 2 of these 3 members are going to be WWE champion. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, I think Rusev here, Rusev Day, it is happening finally. And I expect a decent reign for him. I don't know. I've always been a Rusev fan.
See, that's where I disagree.
No?
I don't think it'll be long.
I think it's done.
I think it's a one
right
and
back
done.
To AJ, or who else?
Maybe right back to AJ, or maybe even The Miz or Daniel Bryan or something like
I'd be
that.
okay with The Miz.
But they'll give Rusev the title so he can be called former WWE champion Rusev, and then transition to somebody else. So our final prediction here. Final because it is the only fucking Extreme Rules match on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view.
Yep. How
Alexa
does that work?
Bliss, Nia Jax, Extreme Rules match.
I hate this.
Me too.
I'm going to be honest.
A lot.
And here's the reason I hate it. What the hell has been with Nia Jax over the past 3 months? I mean, we went from this storyline of her being bullied by Alexa Bliss, everyone feeling bad for her turning into a babyface, which was like, I didn't really like that anyways. Okay, let's go with it though. Beats Alexa down, okay. Wins the title. Out of nowhere has that stupid challenge to Ronda Rousey. And then all of a sudden kind of flips back and plays the heel a little bit.
She's like the Big Show of the women's division.
Yeah, this is all within like 2 months. And then now all of a sudden we're supposed to feel bad for her again. And be like, oh yeah, wait, Alexa was bullying her. We're supposed to like her and feel bad again. I'm not a fan of this whole... It's just a fucking mess.
Mess is the exact word for it.
Yeah, but if I have to pick someone, I'm saying Alexa Bliss retains. But here's the thing. I should pick Nia Jax because this has been so fucking stupid and makes no sense that they'd probably just give it back to Nia Jax.
True.
So I probably should pick Nia Jax, but no, I'm just hoping...
The logic pattern is
I'm hoping there's
much.
Little bit of sanity in here and...
No, Sanity's on the pre-show.
Yeah, sorry, they're in the table match. And have Alexa Bliss retain the championship here. So I'm going Alexa Bliss.
Yep, I agree. It'll probably, because Rousey's ringside, it'll lead to some...
That's
after
right,
the
she's
match,
front row, yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the match, Rousey gets revenge on Bliss, leads to a title match, blah, blah, blah. Rousey comes back, wins the title.
Mm-hmm. So overall, what are we looking at? A decent show, we think?
I think Extreme Rules will be good. There's a couple good like the Iron Man match, very high expectations for that.
Yeah.
I think AJ and Rusev will deliver. There's enough that I'm looking forward to the show.
You're right. I think those two. I think the Lashley and Reigns match is going to be decent too. And then
Owen Strowman will be fun.
Yeah, Team Hell No, it'll be fun for a little bit too. So I think we got a decent card ahead of us here for Extreme Rules 2018. It's not so extreme anymore, but it's still kind of extreme. So we'll go with it here. So, all right. Do we have any questions this week?
That we do. Our question this week came in from Justin B., who asks, which is more iconic Americana, McDonald's or Hulk Hogan? And why?
Brother!
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Well, they're mostly iconic. Both of them. Iconic Americana. Nothing's more iconic Americana than the Hulkster, dude.
When you look in the eyes of the Hulkamaniacs around the world, and you look at me and I got the 24-inch pythons out, brother. I don't know. That was a horrible Hulk Hogan, but
Let me ask you this. When you see Ronald McDonald, do you hear, I am a real American?
You're right.
No, you don't.
No,
that's Hulk Hogan, brother.
You hear fucking
I'll rip my shirt.
ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's what you hear. That is not Americana. The Hulkster. And he was Mr. America. Well, I mean,
Allegedly.
Mr.
There's no proof.
No, there's no proof. But I mean, okay, maybe Mr. America is even bigger Americana than Hulk Hogan.
True.
But if they were the same person.
That is peak
just
America
saying.
right there.
I'm just saying. And as always, you can find us at Six Pack Cast. It is the Six Pack Challenge podcast here. You just got to search that out.
But wait.
But wait.
We're forgetting the
I
most
know what
important
it is.
part.
I know what it is. 3, 2, 1.
Tyler
Booker T.
Breeze.
Booker T versus Tyler Breeze is the fantasy matchup this week. I'm sorry, the way Tyler Breeze has been booked, I'm going to say spin a Rooney, it's over.
Yep.
Houston Hangover.
Super kick.
Whatever. What about, I should have went with G.I. Bro instead of Booker T. But yeah, okay. We'll
Real
say,
American.
I feel one day we'll have a good matchup too, but it's a little one-sided. I got to go Booker T.
Just a bit.
Just a five-time WCW champion. So, all right, is that it? Do we have anything else?
I think that's it. That's all.
That's
Thank you. Thank you for listening. Remember to follow us on all our social medias at Six Pack Cast. Enjoy Extreme Rules. Maybe have a beer while you do so. Give someone a stunner. Don't actually do that.
I'm just glad we introduced the Insta-Taker in this one, so enjoy that. All right, we'll be back for...
in peace.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Episode 0009 coming up next week. Have fun. Enjoy Extreme Rules.
That's Hulk Hogan, brother. Hogan, brother. Hogan, brother.